$10? Yeah, I believe so. Why do you ask? Oh, yeah, I can imagine it's more expensive. Oof. Yeah, no, that is no fun. Matt, can you do me a favor and go into the kitchen and talk for me real quick?
In the center of the kitchen?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk as loud as you normally talk, so you might.
Well, no, I just need to make sure.
Working?
Yeah, that's working fine.
Stop picking up the dishwasher here.
Nope, I haven't set to.
How's the distance set up and working? Can't go to work. Get rid of this today. Put it on side and push.
I was going to suggest.
Always the option of just tucking it over the.
I don't think that's actually an option. Stop hissing with your mouth full, you freaking no. Nowadays back to hissing with their mouth full, guys. What is up, Luke? How you doing today? I'm sad you're not here. Are you feeling any better from this morning? I will. And if you want some food, you can get some later. Alrighty. I can start working on my shrimp stuff. So today we're doing a shrimp scampi though. I was really sad that you weren't here for this because I actually feel like you would enjoy it. Yeah, I'm doing a shrimp scampi today. I really was hoping you'd be here for it. Where in the world did I put my red pepper flakes? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna get sick. You know I'm not gonna be the one to get sick. You just get sicker from me repelling the sickness from me. So you're telling me you're not even sick and you're not here? Tisk, 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 Luke. Tisk, tisk, tisk. True, we do have D&D tonight. We definitely have D&D tonight. So we're gonna start off by warming up these shrimp because I just bought them. Gonna get one of our regular old strainers here. Run some decently cold water over them. Don't use hot water. And that way we can get those ready. I picked up not peeled or shelled or however you want to refer to it. I have the peel on, shell on because it's going to be used in the actual sauce itself. It'll add a decent amount of flavor to that sauce, whereas it has a lot of flavor to itself, but it gives more of that actual shrimp flavor, which I quite enjoy. And then, so while we wait for those to be taken care of, we're going to get all of this out. We're going to clean up our vegetables because I didn't clean them before we got here today. Was running a little late on my setup. But also, I annexed the dessert since you're not going to be here tonight. Just because I didn't want to take the extra time for it, and I wanted to help. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get our pot of water boiling. That way we can get our noodles nice and cooked up. how has the past 2 weeks been for you, Luke? We haven't really talked very much. Honestly, it's been quite, silent between all of us. Even Matt, I really haven't talked to very much. I think today is the first day in like a week that I've talked to him. Like actually talked to him. And home security thing. Right. So this recipe, where is my stuff? Is going to be very simple today. We got we're just going to have regular old shrimp, which we're going to clean up here in just a second. And we're going to we're going to be using 2 tablespoons of butter. Well, it's really between 2 and 4 tablespoons of butter, but 2 tablespoons of butter is going to be. I'm probably going to use upwards of 4, but I'm also going to be using. I also want a bit more sauce. Obviously, puppy like me absolutely loves this extra. I also want to make sure that that sauce sticks to my pasta when I go and cook it all up. So I'm going to want to take some of the. I also want to make sure that that sauce sticks. Wrong burner on. Some of the water from the noodles, the starch water from the noodles, and incorporate that into my actual sauce. That will be happening here in just a few minutes once I actually get that. How you doing today, Mom? How's the week treated you? How you doing today, Mom? How's the week treated you? While we wait for that to boil, I'm actually going to go ahead and start cutting up my onions, my bell peppers, because I'm going to add these in and saute these on the side. I'm going to add them in at the end of it all, but I'm going to saute them on the side beforehand. You fell asleep at work? Wow. That is impressive. I never thought I'd hear the day that my mother told me she fell asleep at work. Wow. That is impressive. Boredom. My mother told me she fell asleep at work. Boredom. This onion does not want to get cleaned. The skin's like, I'm gonna stick on. This onion does not want to get cleaned. The skin's like, I'm gonna stick on. Yeah. Quick, Luke. Which one is it? Male or female? Hold on. Oh, wrong screen. Male or female? I legitimately can't remember. Oh, wrong screen. Male or female? I think you said 3 was male and 4 was female. I legitimately can't remember. I don't remember though. I think you said male is 3. Yeah, see, there we go. Boom. I remembered what he said. I don't remember though. Male is 3. Yeah, see, there we go. Boom. I remembered what he said. Getting all the veggies cut up. There's some kind of echo. That's weird. Echo, echo, echo. You have me open twice? That's weird. Echo, echo. Could have it open twice. You have me open twice? Well, I'm glad I did not get 4 then. While I enjoy sweeter peppers, I don't necessarily want them in this. I don't want insanely sweet peppers, I should say, in this. Come on. It's almost boiling. I don't want insanely sweet peppers. So that's those are our veggies. They're gonna be nice and set up. Break these onions up, and we're gonna saute these later with a bit of white wine. So that's those are our veggies. They're gonna be nice and set up. Break these onions up, and we're gonna saute these later with a bit of white wine. So I really wanted to get some shrimp from work, but low on shrimp, and so they told me no. Normally they would tell me yes because we usually have an abundance of it, but with the whole coronavirus thing, our protein count is a little lower than it normally would be. And shrimp is more expensive than it normally would be. So I couldn't get full bodied, or I couldn't get shrimp that had the full shell on them. I could only get like the tail with the shell on them. So I'm gonna use, but I am gonna use that to enhance the flavor of the actual sauce. But they're thawing out real quick, so once I get all that done, I'll go ahead and switch over to that. Enhance the flavor of the actual sauce. But they're thawing out real quick, so once I get all that done, I'll go ahead Yeah, I will say I've never really paid attention to the difference, so I can't confirm or deny whether 3 or 4 tastes better when you're cooking. But if 4 is going to be sweeter, I would definitely prefer 3. Deny whether 3 or 4 tastes better when you're cooking. But if 4 is going to be sweeter, I would definitely prefer 3. Close to a boil. I don't know. So this week has been close to a boil, oddly slow. Like this whole week itself has felt oddly. And normally time doesn't pass insanely quickly. It passes at a normal this whole week pace, of course. But even at work, I think it's because I've been starting work like an hour later. They've been trying to keep me from hitting like 55 hours of overtime. Well, not 50, overtime. They're trying to hit me, trying to stop me from getting 15 hours of overtime, so from hitting like 50 total. So I've had like an hour extra every single day before I head in, which is 15 hours of overtime. And when I get into work, it's it's already busy. Instead of getting into work and then it getting. And when I get. What's up, Coulter? It's already busy. So, Luke, gotta tell you this. You need to congratulate Coulter. Gotta congratulate Coulter. I think he finished. Did you finish your orientation stuff yesterday? Gotta congratulate Coulter. I think he finished. Did you finish your orientation stuff yesterday? I'm echoing? I don't know what's causing echoing. Oh, I know what's causing echoing. I'm echoing? I don't know what's causing echoing. Alright. You were right, Luke. Why didn't you just tell me you didn't have me open twice? But yes, no, I had myself unmuted on my actual computer itself. That's what caused that. Wait, you did say you didn't have me open twice? Where? Oh, yep, I see it. Nope, just one window. My bad, I'm sorry. That is entirely 120% my fault. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our pasta started. We're just going to be using thin spaghetti noodles for this. Nothing special. They're just going to give you a nice consistency across the board. They're going to look pretty. And they're going to give a lot of space for that sauce to stick. Play with them until they fall, until they succumb to the water. Right. Yes, I'm sorry. I did not see that. Tell him, Coulter. Tell him how you're going to school. I think he's a little shy to be as excited about it as he is, but he is all well within his rights to be super insanely excited. We're all very excited for him. Alright, so our noodles are working now. We're gonna just cook these down until they're tender, and we're just gonna set them off to the side. That way we have that broth. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and start working on the base of our sauce. I have to find the pan that I'm going to cook it in. I found it. Go ahead and get these onions off into a separate bowl. Cut ourselves up some butter, because we're going to use that butter in the sauce. And of course, I'm not sponsored by them, but Kerrygold butter is where we're going with this. We might eventually make our own butter, but for now, we use Kerrygold around here. Gonna cut ourselves off about 3 or 4 tablespoons. Well, 2 to 4 tablespoons, really. I like a little extra sauce, so I'm going to add a little extra butter. Set that off to the side there real quick. Grab ourselves some garlic, which, exciting news. Andrew just sent me pictures the other day of his garlic, the elephantitis garlic. Looks phenomenal, honestly. I'm super excited. I'm gonna go over to him. I'm gonna beg him to give me some. I'm gonna clean up this garlic real quick. That way I don't have all the lingering skins lying around everywhere. Yeah, our brother is going to be a pilot soon. I say going to be because there's no chance of him failing at all. Way, way, way too excited for this. Way too dedicated. And he knows me and Jared will stop playing video games with him if he gets behind in his homework. Other exciting news: Sarah is playing video games, or S. Haley B. Coulter got her into Sea of Thieves the other night, and they had a very long gaming session. So we are all excited to have her indoctrinated into video games. So that being said, I'm looking at picking up Sea of Thieves, so I can play with, so we can play with her. I also need to get on some Minecraft. You guys still have not sent me your Minecraft server, Mom and Jared. Neither of you have sent me the Minecraft server, so I haven't been able to get on there and make weird things and have you guys be super confused. Oh, I don't think she paid. I don't think they watch the. I don't think they watch the stream when it's Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think they pay any attention to that. All right, those noodles are starting to roll big time. So, gotta make sure to double check them. Don't let them overcook. They are looking like they're just about done, though. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off. Pull them off the heat just for a couple minutes while we get this garlic finished. Oh yeah, the board game nights. Yes, you're right. You're right. Gonna clean these up entirely because the skins on these they don't really work very well in the shrimp scampi. Want to make sure you have clean garlic over here. Technically, you don't need to use fresh garlic, but if you don't use fresh garlic, just get out of here. That's just laziness. Here, that's just laziness. I know it's still cooking. It's not done yet. I just wanted it to cook at a little bit slower while I finish these up. I also need to keep a little bit of that water. It was only on the burner. It was only boiling for like 2 minutes. 3. I think it was boiling for like 3 or 4, but still supposed to boil for about 5 to 6. This is my first rodeo. And you know I'll tell you if I mess up. I always do. Right. So we get these shrimp out of this so I can get those noodles out. Oh, that was a little loud. Butter, can you guys hear that? I would imagine so. Put that off to the side. Get ourselves a measuring cup. Pour out about half a cup. There. Get rid of the rest. What we're doing here is we're putting cold water over the noodles because we finished our noodles first, so that we have the water from them, starch water, and we're gonna just cool these off so that they stop cooking and we don't have overcooked noodles when we actually get to the product. When we get to our final product, we'll have nice, properly cooked noodles. Now, I will say, if you're not at all worried about having a thicker sauce, then you don't have to worry about when you cook the noodles. I'd advise just cooking the noodles at the end of this all, and that way you cook it at the end. That way you just have nice hot noodles to go straight into your sauce with your. Right. So from here, we're heating up our pan, which I thought I already did. Do that. Put it over there for the prettiness of it, though. Yeah. We're gonna bring our pan to about medium heat, as we normally do, and we're gonna go ahead and drop our butter and our olive oil into the pan so that we can begin our sauce. We want to make sure that butter is nice and melted before we actually put our wine in there. We're going to be using just a Trevor Home Sauvignon Blanc. Nothing crazy for the sauce itself. We're going to let that cook down to about half before we add in the remainder of our ingredients. Which will be, well, actually, no, before that, I almost forgot. You gotta get the tails off these shrimp so that we can cook them in the butter and olive oil before we add in our line. So let's go ahead and get that done. Off to the side. A small bowl for our shrimp tails. And you can use the entire shell if you want. That's what I wanted to do, like I said earlier. I wanted to be able to use the entire tail, but I can't find a store that actually sells the entire shrimp with the entire shell on them. So if anybody knows of one, let me know, please. Because I went to Target, I went to Kroger, went to Walmart. None of them do. And I didn't want to drive out to Costco. Because I don't even know if Costco does. I don't know if there is, actually. There might be. Somebody said there is. I don't know of one. But you're right, Whole Foods probably does. They would be the ones to do that if anybody. Oh, okay, and so for anybody who's curious how to pop these off so quickly, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the end here, you just squeeze right at the edge, and the tail just pops right off. You can do that with their full shell or not. Oh, wrong one. Keep almost throwing the shrimp into the tail bowl because I'm using the opposite hand to the direction. You all good? Did we get them all? Yes, we did. Awesome. I'm gonna wash my hands quickly. Rinse them off, really. And the temperature should be coming up on the over here on our pan. Let's go ahead and double check it real quick. Not quite. We got a few more minutes on that. Should have, like I said, I should have preheated it whenever I originally tried to do that. This lemon is going to be for finish. Parsley is also going to be for finish. Let's go ahead and finish up the garlic while we're waiting. So I'm not gonna lie, Mom. I ended up eating 2 of the 3 pieces of cake. Did Jared finish his portion of the cake yet? Also, Luke, I don't remember. Do you play Path of Exile with us or no? Because if so, the new league hits tomorrow, and I wasn't sure if you were going to join us or not. But only a little bit. It only help a little bit. with your diet, are you doing preset meals, Mom, or are you just cooking when you feel like it? Getting this nice and finely chopped up. That way, you don't have too big of a garlicky bite whenever you go into that sauce. Just when you feel like it? Okay, okay. So you're not weighing out your food or anything like that. You're just kind of making sure you eat decent food when you eat, which is good. Not a lot to cook for not a lot to cook for anymore. Tomorrow I'm doing the phone recording parts as a test run. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, my bad. Finishing up bringing that oil to temp, and then we're gonna drop our butter into it. Let's see, did I actually get this at a good angle? Because I totally didn't pay attention to the angle in which I put this. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by adding in our tails. We cook those for about a minute before we remove them. You can really start smelling them, and once you're really smelling them, that means that they're actually incorporating their flavors into the sauce, which is all we're really looking for. And careful with your temperature. I turned mine down a little bit because it was beginning to brown too heavily. All right, now I'm just going to take my fork and my bowl that I had them in the first place and just get them out real quick. Now we want to go ahead and add our garlic in. Cook it for about a minute or until it's fragrant. And pretty much immediately once you get that done, you want to pop in your wine. And we're going to let that wine cook down to about halfway. But while we do that, we want to go ahead and get our red pepper flakes, and we want to get our black pepper into our sauce. Now, really, this red pepper flakes, anywhere between an eighth of a teaspoon to a half teaspoon is pretty good, depending on what you want for flavor. I personally like it pretty spicy. I want it to be spicier, so I'm going to add a little bit extra. And then black pepper, freshly ground black pepper. Once again, I'm going to add a decent amount of that because I enjoy the flavor. I'm going to let that cook down. Now, at this point, I'm going to bring that pan over. I'm going to move it to a different element, and I'm going to begin the cooking of the peppers and onions. Same deal here. We want to get that new pan up to 10, about it. Of oil, and we're gonna saute our peppers and onions. Once the sauce in over there with the wine has reduced fully, or well, not fully, obviously, about halfway, we're gonna drop our shrimp. The word of the day is shrimp. In and cook them About now should be a good time to go ahead and add in this, which is what I said before. It's going to be the starch water from. Oh, I probably totally forgot to switch screens. Yes. Should be that starch water that you picked up earlier from draining out your noodles. This is going to help be a binding agent to your sauce. If it gets a little too cold, don't be afraid to turn that temperature back up. Just make sure to keep an eye on it. Don't let it heat up too much. Let it heat up too much, you're going to burn your butter. You're going to cook off your wine too heavily. Also, throw your stick around. That helps you cook stuff. So for the pho, when you're cooking it, what time do you plan on starting? Hey, don't do that. Sorry. My kitty cat is over there playing with the TV. But when do you look at starting, like in the morning, or are you starting it the night before? And what kind of base are we using? How are we going to be doing for our pho? Because that's important for Ed to know. Ah, nice. This came up to temperature nice and quickly. So we're going to go ahead and get our oil down. There we go. Get a nice sound, means your saute is going right. Okay, so starting at around 1 o'clock. Same thing here. If you want to increase that temperature, don't be too afraid to do that. Just make sure not to drop a bit of extra pepper on our vegetables. That is so much nicer now that I have an actual proper pan to do that in. Because for that, what, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, with the chops, with the pork chops, they did not want to get tossed. Our sauce is coming up nice. Collecting the waste in the middle of the oven so that I can clean it up properly later. So you said about 1 o'clock, and you're gonna. So you usually go to bed around 8, so about a 6-hour cooking process. What you're saying? Oh yeah, we're starting to get a nice brown on those peppers there. Getting those, getting the sugars to come out, getting a really nice flavor to come out of those onions. Those peppers, we're just making sure that they're not cold, but not too wilty. We're gonna set those off to the side. We're gonna take them off the heat. Like I said, we don't want them too wilty, so we're gonna make sure to set them off the side and stop the cooking, slow down that cooking process. They'll still cook a little bit, but not so much that they will go limp. Our sauce has come to a pretty decent consistency. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and drop our shrimp in. This shrimp will cook until it has become mostly pink. Once it becomes mostly pink, we're going to go ahead and get our parsley out, and we're going to go ahead and start rolling the parsley around in the actual sauce itself. Let's just go ahead and chop up what parsley we're going to want. Yeah, I want a decent amount of parsley here. We are. Set that back to the side, and I'll throw that in the fridge for later. Well, not later. The next time I cook. Which probably won't be until Sunday. No, today's Thursday. I'll probably cook Saturday. It depends on when I get off work, really. But we don't actually use parsley at work, so. It's flavor. You can see as I went for that flip there, that you're starting to get a nice pink on the On the shrimp? Oh, okay. So no, we're going to roast the veggies and bones, then let it simmer overnight. Oh, okay. So we got a much longer cooking process. Good. Awesome. Ridley, you are not allowed to have shrimp. No. No. You guys have food. I gave you. Don't get mad at me. I gave you tuna yesterday. No. I don't even eat fancy every day. You're not allowed to eat fancy every day. How is the little one? Is he aggressively attempting to eat anybody's food, or is he pretty good about that? Or really, it's all come together now. You can see Ridley's tail there in the video. She really wants some shrimp. Not allowed to have any. The flavor is really there. Definitely think I want to let that thicken up just a little bit more. Yeah, the lab valve's working perfectly fine. I dropped it to very minimal power. Very minimal power. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop in our peppers, onions. Let that get all coated in the sauce, and we're gonna go ahead and take our parsley and drop that in there as well. Like I said, I wanted a decently hefty amount of parsley there. Right, so that is actually the entire meal. So we're gonna go ahead and get it all plated up. Oh, I almost forgot the lemon. That would have been embarrassing, because that's a decent amount of the flavor of the dish. Go ahead and chop your lemon in half here. Gonna bring it over the food. All right, that should help. Now, you can either toss your noodles into the actual sauce itself, or you can plate them over top. With these, I should probably toss them into the actual thing. But I don't really feel like it, to be honest. I don't want most of the dry noodles. We'll just drizzle the sauce over top of them. Ah! It's not stacking. I want it to stack. Making sure to get some of my vegetables in here. Because what's the point of putting them in there if you're not going to eat them, right? Alrighty. And so I'm going to end up portioning this out so that I can eat it throughout the week, because this is a lot of food. Because Luke didn't join me. That would have been very funny. I'm sure Jared would have made fun of you for about a week after that one. I totally just left my fork over. Now for the taste test. So I will say this can be done without doing without pasta. If you want, you can just do this over like a dry bread or a toasted bread, which is what I thought about doing. I thought about doing it in kind of like a sandwich form. I really thought about it, but I was in the mood for noodles, so I went ahead and stuck with making noodles. Let's go ahead and get the taste test done on this. We all know what noodles taste like, so I'm just gonna make sure I get some peppers and shrimp in this. Very simple. Like it. Nothing crazy out there. Not as flavorful as some of the things we've made on here, but it has a very lingering taste to it. It kind of just sits in your mouth for a little bit even after you swallow the bite. But I will say I'm very happy that I added the peppers. Because if I had not added the peppers and onions to this, it would be missing a lot of flavor. Over rice, you're right. Over rice is also a very good option. If you want to go healthier, over quinoa can be done. You made it just in time? Heck yeah. Let's see what these noodles are popping. It definitely sticks to the noodles a little better than what it could have or would have normally. So that's good. I'm glad I did I'm definitely glad I added that sauce to it. the Ryzen box display. Well, the Ryzen is what I use my cutting camera on, if you guys notice. But that shrimp has a lot of flavor. But then again, properly cooked shrimp is always popping with flavor. Very good spice levels to it. Very glad I added the extra spice to it. It would have been super mild to me, and I love my spice. I would definitely advise making sure that you're using up to a teaspoon of chili flakes in this if you decide to cook this recipe. It is very delicious, but it would be very mild without it, and you gotta make it spicy. And honestly, I'm a little sad I didn't use more butter. I'm very sad that I did not use pretty much just all butter. No need for that olive oil. Just go all butter. It's absolutely phenomenal, Mom. You would love this. If you want to swing by my work tomorrow, I can give you some. Because I'll have extra. I have like 4 people's worth of food here. Honestly, it probably should be all butter. I was trying to incorporate some of the flavor from olive oil, but it really didn't stick. That flavor did not stick at all. Which I can't say I'm surprised it didn't stick, but it didn't stick. Sad. Gotta make sure to slurp your noodles. See, and this is why I thought about doing a dessert tonight, or this is why I wanted to do a dessert. Because I knew this wouldn't take very long. I had it set up to do a dessert, but without Luke here, I don't necessarily want to. Figure I can just hang out and enjoy my food. Let's see, what time do I work tomorrow? I'll double check. I gotta get out of the app for the stream. I don't work until 4. I could probably just come out there around that time. Go to the gym and then hang out with Jared until work. Unless Jared works. Jared probably works. I don't work until 4 o'clock tomorrow. Probably gonna get some more. But I will say this is a fairly healthy meal. That's what I was going for here. To do some healthier meals, make sure our Thursdays aren't fattening. That's not to say we're not going to be using that fryer though, because I really want to do chicken sandwiches, and I'm thinking next week's the week of sandwiches. So Luke, don't be sick. Just one moment. If you like some food, it's done. I was letting Matt know that there was an option. He's actually home tonight. Interestingly enough. Love you too, Mom. I'm actually almost out of here. This is actually a fairly quick stream tonight. I just wanted to do some dinner and hang out for a little bit, and then we'll be back for D&D later tonight around. Quite yummy. Very delicious. And the flavor just sits there. It really definitely lingers on your tongue a lot, which I love. Really like that it's not just disappearing. And it makes you feel good about eating peppers and onions. But that being said, guys, that will actually be the end of the stream. Not too long of a stream tonight. Just did some quick dinner. Next week, like I said, we're probably gonna do some pretty entertaining stuff. We'll be doing a chicken sandwich, and we're gonna do. I don't know what for dessert, but we're definitely doing a dessert next week because. Wait, this is about the time that we're gonna be doing dinner every time, so got to make sure we get that stuff ready up so we can get a dessert done every time. But we're gonna try and stick with healthier desserts too. Not always, though. That being said, though, guys, this video will be posted by Monday night on the Soggy Green Bean, so you can come hang out there, see the recipe, read it over again, and make it for yourself. Till then, till next time, I love you guys, and have a good night.